Celtics in 5. Yes, Booty Jake, what's up?
Let's go.
We did
it. We were
so
calm the whole time, dude. Okay, if you were watching the game with us, it was chill. We weren't freaking out when we were up 32 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. At any point, we didn't freak out when Joe pulled the starters with 7 minutes to go and 9 minutes to go with the 30-plus point lead. Luke Kornet's the GOAT. I've had a fireball shot. I got the beers going. We're rest in piss, Miami. That's all I got to say.
Rest in piss.
Dude, never in doubt, even though I felt like it was in doubt until the buzzer sounded. But just like absolute beatdown on your home. Like, I'm just so glad they came back and took care of business and we don't have to go back to Miami for a ceremonial game 6. Like, after they beat us last year too, it's like, oh, it's so good.
Do you guys feel like you now have to kind of go back and almost rewatch the whole series to understand what even happened? We were so caught up in our feelings and the PTSD, and shout out to everyone in this chat and on the playback as well for like getting caught up in that with us. It was a lot of fun, especially in hindsight now, to like have this immediate cathartic release of like, we fucking won in 5, like just the decisive 1-8 first round victory. But the whole time it was like puckered sphincters waiting for the worst to happen. Only happened in game 2, and it was decisive in the other games completely.
Man, my sphincter is so strong now. Like it has been clenched for I don't know how long this series has been going for, but it has been clenched the entire time until about 6 minutes ago in this game. Spoonie, you were the most confident coming into this series. You obviously didn't waver at all once we got to 1-1.
No, not at all.
Yeah, not at all. And I'm jealous of everyone that was like confident throughout the whole thing, because this would have actually been really fun to just be confident through the whole thing, because dominate game 1, Devil Magic 50% volume shooting threes in game 2, and then 20-point win, 14-point win, blowout in game 5. Like, this is exactly why every national podcast was like completely ignoring this series, except for the people that have been just violently affected by post-traumatic stress syndrome. And that's myself included here.
Well, we can put this $5 towards the much-needed therapy. Thank you, Muzz31 of the chat. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Thanks for joining us, everyone, really. And if you're new, if you're just jumping in this stream to be like, I just need somewhere to like hang out and vent and celebrate, we do have a late-night show coming up later tonight. So if you're new, please subscribe. We've got a podcast recapping the whole series around this time tomorrow as well, and then podcast pretty much every day or two until we win the title, basically, right, is the feeling at the moment. So thanks again, everyone, for joining us. Quick recap on the game, I suppose. We want to get off air here in like the next 5 to 10 minutes to let the Garden Report guys go uncontested. Hero of this game, Luke Kornet.
You start the draft. You go first, but I mean...
Well, I mean, Luke Kornet, like, legitimately, KP out. You know, Al can't play 48 minutes. Who's going to come in and be effective against a Heat team who will find your worst qualities and exploit them? Luke Kornet really gave them nothing. I want to check the box score and see how many minutes he played, but it was significant enough. Okay, 18 minutes, and was really effective.
7 rebounds, 2 boards, a block. Bam Adebayo finishes this game 10 for 26. I don't know if this is a hot take, man. Did Luke Kornet play the best fucking defense on Bam Adebayo out of any Celtic in this series? Because I think that he may have today. I mean, KP was awesome in game 3, so maybe you got to tip the cap there. And I'm obviously living in the moment right now, but Luke Kornet was objectively unbelievable. RJ Johnson, $20 donation. A legend, the halftime entertainment at every playback stream. Y'all need a lot more therapy or alcohol. I think both is the answer to that thing. Luke Kornet, Spoonie, I don't know. What a king.
Dude, I did not see him just like dominating Bam for basically massive stretches of this game, to the point that Bam had to run and hide in the fourth quarter and didn't come out. He didn't come back in again. Like, Bam can't move him. Luke's too massive. His girth, his length, his size in every way was just too much for Bam. And like, I can't even remember Bam scoring on him. I'm sure he got 1 or 2. But it was just like a series of missed jumpers. Eric Weiss, thank you so much. You are the man. But it just like, they try to exploit him in the pick and roll, but he's just like, our guards were getting over the top so well, and it's like, holy shit, where did this come from? We've been talking about how the depth and everybody is like playing the best basketball of their lives, and like we'll see in the playoffs. Hauser, Pritchard, Luke were all great off the. Maybe Pritchard was closer to like okay, but like they were great, and that's like how you have 30-point blowouts in the playoffs.
Dude, fucking
Eric Weiss.
Hauser was
Thank
6
you.
for 10. Eric Weiss, I mean, he's been supporting the show from day one. A true bald Noah who, guides us in the correct direction.
That's right.
At times here, which is very important. And but Hauser, man, 6 for 10. Like the fact that the white boys were able to come out here and put the smackdown on the Miami Heat must be a special type of pain for Miami Heat fans to be like, who are these guys?
Yeah.
Who are these guys? When everyone else, especially Celtics fans, is like, who are your guys? Who is Max Strus? Who is Gabe Vincent? Who is Caleb Martin? Well, that janky-ass Caleb Martin shot is going to be nowhere near the NBA playoffs for at least another 12 months now. A disgusting shot. I do not understand how that thing went in for 50% on 5 attempts per game in an entire series last year. It is one of the most disgusting shots that exists in all of basketball. It's an embarrassment that it ever went in. Adam Silver should have locked him up as soon as it happened in game 1 of last year's playoffs. Ridiculous.
Peak catharsis is obviously beating the Heat decisively in 5. Second ranked cathartic outcome is like watching Caleb Martin brick the majority of his shots, like shooting on the way down, hamstring curling his legs up on the way down, just looking like not a competent NBA player by any means. That was exciting to see. Carl, OG listener and subscriber of the show, thanks for the donation, mate. That's very generous. Thank you. Jason Tatum, 9 field goal attempts. Sorry, go ahead.
Caleb Martin team low minus 35.
Boom.
Minus 35. Jason Tatum plus 35.
Look at
9
that.
field goal attempts. 9 field goal attempts. Just like balls out, impacting the game. I don't know why balls out matters there, but impacting the game.
When he had him out. That's all that
That's
matters.
right. Well, just to impact the game to that level. And I know we only kind of focus on single game plus minus when it's convenient, but it's pretty fucking convenient. 9 field goal attempts plus 35. 2 of 4 from the line. 12 rebounds. He got to the 2 of 4 from the 3-point line, rather. 6 of 9 from the line. I was going to say he got to the line a number of times in this one, and still, put his impact on the game and put his stamp on the game, regardless of the lack of field goal attempts. And if there's any sign at all of the maturity and the growth of Tatum and the team, that we can have this decisive a win, that he can have that like much of a ridiculous single game plus minus and only having 9 field goal attempts. There's no better sign of the maturity and growth than that to me.
Yeah, dude. And it's like the Heat basically just designed their defense to dare other people to beat them other than Jason Tatum. And then in walked this perfect, oiled, bald head attached to Derrick White. And he just eviscerated them for 2 games, like basically all series, but these last 2 games especially were complete domination. At times he looked like the best player on the court, and it didn't look particularly close. Like defensively, he was awesome too. And the pull-up shooting, it's just absurd, man. He's turned into like Steph Curry at this point. It's nuts. Like some of these he's hitting are crazy. They're like multiple feet behind the line with a hand in his face, and it's just like all silk.
Like, one of the funnier comparisons we've made on this show, or Benton has made on this show, is the Hauser Melo comparison, which has started to feel more and more true as time goes along. But Derrick White, dude, like the bailout shots that he's giving us on late shot clock all year long, but like the last couple of games, so he goes 15 for 26 in game 4, and then 8 for 15 in game 5, like 5 for 10 from 3. So he's a combined 13 for 25 over 2 games from 3. Like, as far as like big picture goes for this team, like the fact that Derrick White got all that all-star buzz throughout the year for a reason, because he was that fucking dominant. And then the last 2 games, him kind of, like, I mean, I don't know if he's going to do this, but if he is, I mean, then just like may as well start rolling out the Larry O'Brien right now, because this is it. But like in games 1, 2, it was like role player Derrick White, and that's fine. The Celtics can win plenty of games with role player Derrick White, but when Derrick White is like taking control, believing that he can be the 3rd star on this team, this team becomes like completely unstoppable. When they're like shadowing Jason Tatum with Bam Adebayo, shading all of their help towards Jason Tatum, forcing Jaylen Brown to beat them one-on-one. When Derrick White has easier matchups, Nikola Jovic, like he just completely changes the ceiling of this team, because like when he's doing this, I mean, like, I don't know what you're supposed to do.
So the Larry OB has a chrome baldish aesthetic.
Oh.
Hey!
Derrick White, chrome baldish aesthetic. Are we onto something here? Yeah, if he's going to play like the third star, if he's going to just literally be the third star, then, you know, we can, first of all, that's amazing for our team. That's amazing for the whole KP situation. And we got some, I'll say, the best possible news with that today, as far as they're just going to reevaluate. Well, come on, we're celebrating here.
I love it. I love it.
The worst possible news is like, we've done some scans, it looks bad, he probably isn't going to be back. As opposed to, we don't really know, we're going to see how he responds to treatment, we're going to check him out in a week. Like, that's, you know, given the situation, I would say that's kind of the best possible news.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't best case being like, oh, he's going to be back for game one of next season?
Well, like we know that that's not going to happen. Like, we saw the injury. Like, I think we can rule that out. So with that ruled out, this is kind of the next best possible thing. Don't bring me down here, Jake. I'm having a good time.
I love it. Best possible case. KP's going to come back. He's actually getting rest. He's actually better.
Thank you. Now we're talking.
I did say this on the last show. I'm like, is this the best possible time for KP to get injured? Because right now, we're going to win a Cavs Magic series, he says right now, before he starts shitting his pants in the first quarter of the next series. But like, we are going to win a Cavs Magic series with or without KP. It looks like he's going to be back for early or the beginning of the Eastern Conference Finals. We got the injury out of the way. It's like getting the misses out of the way. You get the misses out of the way,
Okay.
and then you get hot for the rest of the game. You get the injury out of the way, and then he comes back for the conference finals, and it's just balls out. Let's go.
We were due for an injury. It was always going to happen. So, yeah, get it out of the way. Let's just move on. That's the best possible thing we could have done. What an adjustment by Joe Missoula to get the injury out in game 4 and then roll the Heat in game 5. Like, they had no answer for injured KP.
I will say the biggest Joe adjustment was he went to the Drew plus the Whites lineup.
Yeah,
like it was Kornet, Hauser. Yeah, it was Drew and the Whites. Kornet, Drew, Hauser, Pritchard. Am I missing a White? No, but he went to like a guard lineup, and I was like, this is like the first time we've ever seen this lineup, and it's like, okay, this doesn't feel like the time to be experimenting, Joe. Right now, we're about to close out this series, and the first like 90 seconds didn't go well, but then speed, they were playing fast, they were putting up threes, they were still getting stops. Hauser was crashing the boards, kind of worked.
Spooner, we're getting feedback to crank your mic a little bit.
Turned it up. How's
there
that?
we go. All right, let us know. Honestly, more than anything, appreciate the audio feedback.
Yeah.
It's important to us that the show looks and sounds good. So thank you.
It's our first live reaction, like as soon as the game ends show. So we just went live. Usually we're like testing levels and stuff. So apologies, but going forward we'll be locked the fuck in. Plus maybe the fireball impacted the sound check, but you know that's okay.
Yeah. I'm refreshing YouTube and the Garden Report. Haven't gone live yet, so we'll keep it going here. It sounds like just scrolling through Twitter, there's, understandably and perfectly so, a lot of Mike Gorman stuff to end the game, so I can't wait to go back and watch that. We'll do that before we go live with Late Night later tonight, and then our recap podcast tomorrow. But just looking around the box score, like while we've got time here, Jaylen Brown, like zoom out, 11 for 19, 58% from the field, 25 points at a closeout game win. Good game, right? That's a good game from Jaylen Brown. 5 turnovers. 1 of 7 from 3, 2 of 5 from the line. Maybe not so good.
Here's what I'll say. Like, I think maybe one of the biggest things that I didn't expect is us to come out in the first quarter and just beat the shit out of them. And every win we had, we just like jumped on top of them super quick. And like, I feel like that's a thing we don't do that often against teams, especially like the Heat. Jaylen was all over. He was awesome in the first quarter. I don't know what the hell the last 5 minutes of the second quarter was, though. It's like he couldn't hold on to the ball. It was like the most Jaylen Brown game of all time.
Oh man, this is the Jaylen Brown experience. Man, we got the missed free throws, 0 for 3 from the line. Should he start shooting underhand? Yes, probably. He ends up hitting 2 in a row, though. And now we're on. Did Tyler Hero headbutting Jaylen Brown's elbow fix Jaylen Brown's free throws? Because right now, Jaylen Brown is 100% post elbowing the fuck out of elbowing the fuck out of Chin Pubes' face.
Thank you.
Chin Pubes.
Yeah, apologies. I want to use his correct name. So we're tracking that. So we got the missed free throws. We got the 5 turn. Like the Celtics had how many turnovers we end up with? 14, which is too many. But 5 of them are attributed to Jaylen Brown. But if he's gonna give you 11 for 19, but that was all early. Like for the most part, like most of that efficiency came early. He did settle down a little bit in the third quarter, but. Actually, no, I don't think that's true necessarily. I think it was all early, I think part of it was that the lead got so big, like the mental, like challenge of staying locked in and doing the right thing becomes really difficult, especially for I think Jaylen Brown maybe at the top of the list at times, getting lost back door. But hey, we'll take it. I think the Heat
30 points.
Can we talk ourselves into the Heat are a special kind of challenge, a special kind of devil magic PTSD for Jaylen Brown, and like now he's gotten through this, he can now move on to, I'm hoping, a Cavs matchup. Maybe we talk about that a little bit before we get out of here, but I think that would be nice.
Yeah, well, look, we got to wrap here. Oh, the super chats, honestly, thank you so much.
Incredible.
We just like having you here, and the fact that you guys would donate this blows our minds, and it's very, very appreciated. Thank you.
We'll talk about the Cavs in the late night. Tyler Hero's pre-fit games. I actually probably shouldn't make too much fun of him because I kind of look like Tyler Hero right now. But this is a joke. This is a joke. Yeah, ironically. Right.
Yeah. He looked like Where's Wally, which I need some time to unpack that, sort of what that means as far as are you going to be able to find me in this game? Certainly offensively, he couldn't find any of that himself. No. And we'll continue to make correlations and figure out what all that means between now and the late night show, which we'll do a couple of hours from now live here on YouTube as we start to wrap up. The Garden Report guys have gone live over on the main CLNS channel, so we're gonna get off here and defer to those guys. And of course, Spoonie, Jake, and myself will be back live on this channel tomorrow, 8 p.m. East. So make sure you subscribe, like, all those good things, so you can be here with us tomorrow to recap the series in full and begin to speculate and preview whatever the next series might end up being, and keep track of those games rather live as they're going on tomorrow while we do the pod. So any final thoughts, guys, before we wrap this one up?
Rest in peace, Miami.
Yes.
Just feels so good to beat them, doesn't it? So, fuck the Heat.
We'll see you in like 90 minutes, everybody in the chat. We'll be back soon.
Looking forward to it. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you soon. Peace.
I love